But yeah,
Okay.
that broke you the first time you saw that.
The first time we played this game and I saw him punch that little girl off a building after playing patty cake, I lost my...
Hello, puppers! It's time for Gears for Breakfast. That's right, a new playthrough. A Hat in Time.
I really like this game.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas and we played it for a bit. This was a game that I was greatly anticipating for a while because it's made by fans.
Yeah.
It's made by people that loved Mario Sunshine and those 3D platformers of a certain era, and they got together and it took them about 6-7 years to make this. And people love it. It has a following and it's very successful.
It's clear why it has a following. We played this game right after you got it, not recording, just to see what it was about. I've only seen about half of it because I did kind of bow out halfway through because I was like, I have shit I need to get done.
Yeah.
But it's so charming.
And it's the story of a little alien girl who her name is Hat Kid. And she's on an adventure to get her pieces back. And it's a 3D collect-a-thon, which is one of my favorite types of games.
It's just cute. Everyone is so likable. Even the bad guys are likable.
There's a lot of personality, and we don't have to read because this game has voice acting.
It does have voice acting.
Yeah. There was actually a casting call that I considered applying for, but I didn't really have good equipment at the time.
It's kind of funny because all I can think of is if we had to read, it would just be Olivia all over again.
Yeah, it would be. Hat Kid. Olivia lives on in Hat Kid.
I really do need to practice different voices.
We got this little DuckTales.
Oh my gosh.
Oh crap.
You
Hang on,
missed.
screwed it up.
You missed
Try
the
this again.
pillows.
DuckTales reference. Boing!
It's so cute. It's just it's so cute.
Yeah.
The little cats and bunnies on the wall. The attention to small details is really, really cute.
Yeah, Gears for Breakfast has a bright future. I hope they make a new renaissance of 3D platformers, because that's what Playtonic tried to do. They were the leftover employees of Rare, who made Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay.
I helped fund that game, and I'm just kind of eh. It was called Yooka-Laylee. I haven't even played it. But just the more I saw of it, the more underwhelmed I was. Whereas the more I saw of this, the more intrigued I was. So there's something that this managed to nail that made me like those 3D platformers that Yooka-Laylee kind of forgot about. And maybe we'll visit Yooka-Laylee one day so I can honestly form my own opinion.
Yeah.
But just from the standpoint, I'm just eh?
Yeah. Just not super interested.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just the personality of the game is really what captures me from the very beginning. Is do I like the vibe this game gives off?
Exactly.
Sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no. And for this one, I really like the humor.
Okay.
I think that it's general enough that it makes it funny. And there's also some moments where it's just almost a shock value of humor.
All boats need to pay toll.
I like the voice of the Mafia.
Yeah. Yeah. Where it's just I don't know, it has a lot of funny moments. So the Mafia right now is trying to break into her ship.
It's a violation of Mafia rules.
So
And, another neat thing is that Hat Kid doesn't talk.
no.
She's amused. She's just very expressive.
I mean, she does make some small sounds.
Okay.
I think a lot Link does.
Okay.
From what I can remember, she makes the hiya, or she'll laugh.
Yeah.
She goes me.
That's right, she does.
But she doesn't make a lot of. She doesn't speak.
Right.
So she's very Link reminiscent.
Yeah, I definitely get some tones of Wind Waker as well. Super Mario Sunshine, Banjo-Kazooie, Wind Waker, a lot of 3D platformers that you actually haven't played. The 3D platformer that you were exposed to, funnily enough, was Gex 64.
Yeah.
So this is a throwback to the more polished 3D platformers.
So, and I know the reason that we haven't really done a lot is because of camera controls, because I'm not a super big fan of camera controls.
Right, yeah.
So I know that you've been kind of avoiding giving me those games to play.
Mostly,
but,
yeah.
I mean, even in Alice, like, there were a few moments towards the end where I was just like, fuck this game. But for the most part, I got used to the camera.
Yeah.
It just took a while.
Oh. And this is another character, Mustache Girl. It was just a very odd character to choose.
I feel like
Fellow
Mustache
Mafia
Girl
watched
is
TV last night? Confusing science owls say
very
small people can jump double
if that
in
makes
air.
sense.
Okay.
I
So,
saw.
like,
This makes Mafia uncomfortable with body.
I don't know
Must
what
work
all
out.
you were exposed to and like your youth
Did
from
you
like
Mafia see Crazy
I would
Cat
say from
cooking show?
old childhood into
No,
teenager,
what he cooked.
where like
Pasta
mustaches
with
were just
Brussels
like
sprouts.
a thing.
Gross.
Oh, okay.
Even thinking of
So
combination
that
with
was I
Mafia
think I
was
said I liked
offended.
mustaches once, and all of a sudden my friends and family were like, "She collects mustaches."
All right, you
So
did
I
tell
had,
me
like,
that.
cups with little mustaches on it. I had eraser sets that were mustaches, candle mustaches. Like, it was just a thing that people loved, that type of like handlebar mustache that she has. So I feel like it'll be funny as it ages, but for the time frame the game was made, mustaches were just
All
like
roads
a
lead
very
to
niche.
Mafia. Not good. Big immigration
humor.
problem.
Well, this game came out in 2017. It
Yeah.
was a PC
Now
release.
no road
Yeah.
leads to
And I think
Mafia.
in 2019 or 2020, it came on the Switch.
Because even now, mustaches are still a thing. Like,
Okay.
it hasn't quite died. It's not as popular, but like you still find masks with little mustaches on them.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, it's still a smaller thing, but a thing.
Okay. We're chasing down Mustache Girl.
Yeah.
That's the main objective. So the way I like to play Collectathons is kind of like go off the beaten path, but when I record, I'm kind of stuck. But when I record, I do like to stick to the objective,
Okay.
kind of like observing along the way,
Oh my god.
but yeah,
Okay.
that broke you the first time
the
you saw
first
that.
time we played this game and I saw him punch that little girl off a building after playing patty cake, I lost my shit. Like, I had to have you rewind it so I could record it, and I'm pretty sure I still have it saved on my phone.
It's on your phone?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Where I'm just like dying because I was like, did that adult mafia man just sucker punch that little girl off a roof? And it was just so funny.
Down there.
I love it.
Don't think I didn't see
No, this is a very
something
enjoyable
new.
game. And kind of like as a counterpoint, we're also doing Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Yeah.
A fun game gameplay-wise, but we've kind of admitted that you're not big on the
It's
humor.
not really my type of humor. And again, that does not mean that people shouldn't play it or
Whereas-
it should not be as popular. It's just for me, on a personal level,
Mm-hmm.
don't appreciate the humor. And that happens sometimes. It's not that I don't
Yeah.
have a sense of humor or that I can't laugh at things. I just
Tell you what.
don't necessarily like
and I can show you
what
where
they
some
did
of
with
your
those
junk
characters.
lies.
Yeah,
I feel
that
like
kind of
they could have been much more.
Well, this humor is similar, but different enough.
Yeah, it has a cleverness to it.
Like, there is a lot of tongue-in-cheek, wink-wink.
But it's also
humor.
not a personal attack on one specific person. So, like, yeah, you could argue, like, well, they're making fun of the mafia.
Yeah.
Well, they're the mafia,
Right.
so,
He's the mafia.
you know.
Hi there, young one.
This guy's cool.
I am
The
from
badge
a faraway
seller.
land. I've seen every
You
corner
can sell
of
you
the earth,
badges, which
and
give you
now I
different
sell tiny
quirks
pieces
and
of my
power-ups.
discoveries.
Not hats. The yarn that I collect, I
Oh,
can
that's
stitch
it.
more
Okay.
hats.
For
He
I
gives me
sell
like
true
abilities to where I
badges.
can like
I can
absorb
provide you with
nearby
strong
collectibles,
abilities
so I
and
don't have
upgrades to your hat.
to
If you have money,
touch
of
them.
course.
I can just be near them in the radius, and then they'll come. See, automatically
Yeah.
attract.
I just really love
Nearby
how he's, like,
collectibles.
super glitchy.
Yeah,
I just think it's really cool. Like,
I feel like
next
that's
to everything
something
else
that
that's not
accidentally
glitchy.
happened during testing, and they liked it so much it stayed in.
Yeah.
Because that's usually how that stuff happens. Like,
It's
there's
just
a
like,
lot
it
of
looks-
games that
yeah.
have happy accidents. I do
Yeah.
it too when I play test my own games. I'll see something, I'm like, that's so odd, but it's unique to that character,
Yeah.
and it works, so I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. Well, I like those types of things, especially like not everything is glitching out, so the fact that it's just him makes it really cool.
Well, I like those kind of situations in even movies. Like Jaws was an unfinished robot. They were originally wanted to have more of Jaws in the movie, but the machine couldn't work. So it leaves it to your
adds, like,
imagination.
And that's what I was talking about. We have a lot of conversations about these kinds of things, like off camera.
Yeah.
And I really like it when a creation leaves certain things out to the imagination. And that's why I have such a big problem now with, like, why Marvel is expanding to do every little teeny tiny detail. Why Harry Potter expanded to do every little teeny tiny detail. It takes away that imagination from the viewer.
Yeah.
So I do really like that when there is a lot of imagination left up to the viewer.
Yeah, explain enough to get your story across so things make sense,
and then let
but
them
leave some things up to interpretation.
But again, it's a double-edged sword because people like me really like that because I have a very vivid and wild imagination.
Okay.
Whereas someone that might not be as imaginative, they're like, well, now I feel like there's gaps. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, well...
See, I like this. The whole thing's done without dialogue.
She's like, wait.
She's
Look
like,
at his
that
face!"
belongs to me. On guard. So we have our weapon, the umbrella.
Yeah. So now you just...
Not a sword or gun, a magical umbrella.
Now you just beat the shit out of the mafia guy.
The only game I know of with a magical umbrella is Super Princess Peach,
No.
where she has an umbrella with a face and it can eat enemies. It kind of reminds me of Kirby.
Okay. Okay, so she got one of her timepieces back.
Yeah, so this is similar to the remotes in Gex 64.
Yeah.
These are the collectibles. I'm going to collect all of the timepieces, but I don't plan on completing the game.
Okay.
So when I do collectathons, I just like collecting the main objective items,
Right.
getting all of them, and getting whatever ending coincides with collecting all of them. I don't do completionist things to
Yeah.
like check everything off because we'll be here all day.
Well, I mean,
we got a lot of games to cover.
That's essentially what I was doing with Yoshi. I just kind of said, screw the little daisies, and I'm only going to
Right.
collect my yarn ball friends. So
Because
I
like
chose which one I wanted to collect.
growing up, I'd have people challenge me, you didn't collect all the stars in Super Mario 64. Oh, yes, I did. You didn't collect all the Jiggies in Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, yes, I did. You didn't collect all the golden bananas in
but
Donkey
we're
Kong
old
64.
now, and we're
Well,
tired,
you're right. No, I didn't. I don't
No,
have fucking time to collect 200 golden bananas.
and we have jobs.
One day, I'd like to cross that game off my bucket list, but
Yeah.
damn, is it big.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's a taxing one. But one day, because it is fun, it's just drawn out and not in the best way. It has good aspects, but again, we'll get to it someday.
Yeah.
And I'll explain more, but basically to sum up, it has some good aspects, but other aspects where I'm just like, why did you take this route?
Yeah.
Like this roundabout way where you just like pad it out.
Right.
And like, that's a very common complaint with me is padding. I don't like it in movies, I don't like it in games, but padding is very subjective. What's padding to you may not be padding to me and vice
Right.
versa. But like, based on like my own personal
even,
opinions on things,
I mean, I know
padding is a common nitpick of mine.
Yeah, I know some complaints of padding where I completely disagree. Mm-hmm. And the big thing with that would be like Sailor Moon. The newer versions of Sailor Moon, people love it because it's not quote unquote padded. Mm-hmm. Where the other one, there was a lot of like filler episodes where like they don't really accomplish anything and it's just the characters. To me, that's character building. They're building the reason you like those characters, is in those episodes, not necessarily part of the plot.
And I can give you that.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know that it works the same way for games, though.
No.
Because in a lot of games, you're given the character right off the bat.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily need to build them up and these like padded out.
So the padding is playtime.
Yeah.
How much time are you getting into the game? So where the padding happens is you're doing a lot of the same stuff.
Little Devil's a part-timer cap.
Repeat. Ah! Basically. No, that's the sprint cap.
Can I get
Now
you
I can
a
do a
McRonald?
dash.
A big meal?
And yeah, so we get yarn, and once we have a specific number of yarn, we can create a new hat with new abilities. So she doesn't just have the one hat, the top hat.
Right.
She has quite a few throughout this
There's
game.
one that's my favorite. And I know you know what it is. Even if you don't know it right now in this instance.
The witch hat?
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there. I need 4 more yarn to get the witch hat.
So,
Mafia
as
can't have
of
child
late, I've
weakness
been
when
like
Mafia teaching
really
lesson.
wanting to get back into like crocheting and kind of like the needle art and things like that.
I love this.
Fiber arts.
It's awkward for Mafia.
How dare you!
This is awkward for Mafia. Mafia not sure what to do.
Teacher
I love that
lesson,
he's just like
boys.
dancing in the background.
Okay, so this boss is actually a throwback to Donkey Kong. And we played Donkey Kong. We
Yeah.
played Donkey Kong,
The OG, like
Yeah, the original.
arcade version of Donkey Kong.
so when the boss starts attacking, you'll see the reference to the original Donkey Kong. Which, that was a fun game.
I'm gonna take you down.
I think Westwood just fell off.
I think he did. I heard him go swoop. So she has this really cool homing dive where like if you're in the vicinity and hit that button, she automatically interacts with that character
Well, he just let
Impacts
himself
them.
in.
with her homing attack. Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, I really like have been getting back into the fiber arts, so I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to crochet her little witch's hat.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Cute little witch hat.
You added her to your set of paintings.
I did.
Mafia won't
So,
bow to evil girl.
I'm
Prepare
actually
to
thinking
feel
I'm gonna
Mafia's
put one of
wrath.
those photos up today on our Facebook page. So if you guys don't follow us on our Facebook page, check it out. I've been posting some of the little
Stand
paintings
still.
there. So
See, there's the Donkey Kong. I'm gonna throw barrels at you.
See if girl can handle this battle.
go, go, go!
Heads up.
So yeah,
little
just keep
bug.
running to the side, and then eventually he'll be like, enough of this. I get down and deal with you myself.
I
and
like
then
that
you can beat
they
him
have
easily.
like giant spikes on them.
Yeah. And they also
Do
explode.
not think about
Because
a
they're
battle.
TNT.
Dynamite!
TNT. Whoops.
Run, Hat Kid! They're dynamite!
We gotta be careful.
No
This
one
rabbit's
To
dynamite.
take care of this Mafia style. Prepare to
care of
feel
this
what
Mafia
Mafia do to
style.
old
What
ladies.
Mafia do to old ladies?
I'll show you.
See, and that's the thing is like I feel even though this would be considered punch down humor,
Okay.
right? Am I correct about that?
Maybe. Again, that's all up to interpretation.
Because it is like making fun of a group of people. However, it's so generalized.
Okay.
You know, so it's not like they're saying that this is like Al Capone and they are specifically making fun of Al Capone.
Okay.
It is just a generalized
Yeah.
group of people. Where in Shantae is specifically making fun of Risky.
Yeah.
She is like making fun of these very specific people.
Okay.
And that's where I'm just like, I don't necessarily think that's funny.
Okay.
If it's generalized enough, then I'm kind of on board because we do have to be able to laugh at certain
Can't
aspects
believe
that.
them.
Yeah.
What a bunch
And
of
I mean,
losers.
it's similar because even though Hat Kid doesn't have like dialogue or a personality,
all
well,
right,
no, she has a
kid.
personality. She
Oh,
just
she
doesn't have
does.
dialogue. Mustache Girl is a little similar to Risky.
Yeah. Where
She's
she's
very
like,
catty,
she's
kind of
mean.
rude,
That's cool.
Um,
You're a less talk, more
and
writing
she's
kind
more of
girl,
a
I
rival
take it.
character in
Yeah.
this game.
But from what I remember, she
She
doesn't
grabbed there.
make
Are
fun
you
of.
collecting them?
Well,
Because
she
I
flat
know
out
where there's
dislikes the
more of
mafia.
them.
Yeah, she
They've been
like
raining
she
from the
doesn't
sky
like the
ever since
mafia.
you
And
arrived.
bad
I've
guys,
seen the
which we'll
goons
tack
bring them
on
to their
later.
headquarters
We'll explain more as the
way
story
out
does.
of
We're not going to
there.
get ahead of the story for you for those that haven't
We
played
should
it.
go up
Right.
there and
But what
go
I mean
for
is she's not like
giant
looking at
bunch.
Hat
I'll
Girl
take
being
any
like,
opportunity
wow,
that
you have
involves
really
messing
dumb
up the
looking eyes.
mafia.
Like,
Okay.
she's not
You with me, buddy?
like that.
Gotcha.
So I have my
Friends!
I have my foot currently covering one of your pencils that are on the floor, and Luna is not happy about it.
Oh, she wants to play with the pencil.
She wants that pencil.
God. I'll get rid of it after this recording.
Yeah, I just don't want her to eat the eraser off because then you won't have an eraser, and my cat will have eaten an eraser.
That's okay. Those erasers are awful.
She's looking like, where'd it go?
Like, that's the nasty thing about cheap pencils is just like their erasers are like chalk.
See, I always get like those number 2 pencils and then the little erasers that you cap onto the back.
Oh, hey. She followed us back onto the face ship. Our giant, like,
I love that there's just like boards
Are
over the
you
glass.
ready to take
Well, she got a
down some
Roomba.
mafia?
I love that freaking Roomba.
All
Let's
right.
go over the
So this
plan.
is the master
All
plan
assaults
of how
need
to
a
stick
good
it to
plan,
the
or
mafia.
it'll be a flop.
Because we're gonna infiltrate their
First,
main
we
base.
strangle them, choke 'em, and watch 'em beg
See,
for
this is
mercy.
where I think the
That'll
game gets
show
its
'em.
T rating.
Yeah.
No
Because it goes into
way.
detail how we
Strangling is
get
too
back to the
kind.
mafia. We'll strangle
We
them.
smash them together
And then there's this
Yeah,
visual.
there's some like pretty harsh looking visuals. Are those eyeballs?
Yes.
I didn't notice those the first time.
Just like, not for kids. You know, for
But
kids.
first, we have to. Make
I
it
forget
through
what
their
game
mafia
it
ritual.
was, but there was a game that was like kiddish,
Once
but
we
still had some
find
adult
and
humor.
dethrone the
So it
mafia
brought
boss,
forth the
rest will
E10
follow.
rating.
Then our
Meaning
mission
not
job
just
party
like
will
for
be
everyone,
no
but like for ages 10 and up. But there was a specific
Kids
game
up.
that
Your
caused a
house
little bit of
is
buzz to where it's just like, let's just
And we
slap
don't
on an
do
E10.
basic
That way,
stuff.
those younger than 10
John can be found around mafia
know,
there's-
hey, this isn't meant for you.
There's a part of me that wishes books did that as well.
Okay.
Specifically mangas, which they do have a rating on the back. Like there'll be a T
You
for
need more
teen.
yarn
Mm-hmm.
for some
But
hats than
so
others. I
incredibly
guess being
often we have
creative
people come into the
isn't
store
free.
with young
So
kids
keep an eye
Yeah.
out
that want
for
to read
yarn.
manga, and they'll pick out like
Now you're a killing
Attack on
machine.
Titan
Let's
or
go get
Promise
them.
Neverland, and it's
No,
like
no, no, no,
those
no,
are
no.
not for young
No,
kids.
they're not.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of gore, there's
Now
a
you're
lot
a
of violence,
killing
there's a
machine.
lot of
Let's go
suggestive
get them.
situations, and parents will come back and be upset
Yeah.
that we let their kids buy these, and it's just like,
Because,
well,
like, heaven
listen,
forbid you parent.
yeah, we can't police what your kids are buying.
Yeah.
Like, books don't have that same idea that like games and movies have where you have to be a certain age to buy them. Like, you know, honestly, a 4-year-old could come in with a $20 bill and buy a Stephen King book, and we're not allowed to tell him no.
Exactly.
Like, but I definitely think some books, should also have like parental guidance, you know?
Oh, I agree. Like, at the point where we're at in our store, like, we can't really tell them no.
Yeah.
We can, like, run it by the parent and be like, hey, this
Yeah,
is
you
what
can be
this
like,
game
well,
is.
I mean, there's some of these
And then it's like,
situations
well,
in here,
Good luck.
and then it's up to them.
Okay, this is, like, one of my favorite tracks in the game. This nice little, like, mafia town at night. It's very soothing,
Yeah.
relaxing. I like this bit.
Is this on one of our playlists? I
Yes.
think it is, yeah.
And if not, it should be.
Oh, no, I think this is what the music that we have the painting to.
Oh, okay.
So I did record Painting Hat Kid, so that'll come out in a little bit.
Alrighty. Alright.
I just like how the scene changes at night. Like, all the buildings are boarded up.
Yeah. And there we go. We fall into the mud, and now
Oh my
we're like
god,
an
this was
alien
like
girl.
my favorite part. Because the mafia is terrified of her.
Yes. Well, she has glowing pink eyes.
I know, she's got the glowing eyes and she's just like covered in tar.
That darn seagull over there took my
Because
camera.
I think that's what really highlights that. Like,
I
she
would've
is
gone
an
and done
alien.
a
She looks
belly
like a regular
dive
girl,
over
but she
there.
is an
Yeah.
alien.
No, but this
When she falls
belly's
into
too
tar,
precious
like-
for sliding on.
She mutates or whatever.
I also think it's hilarious how she walks with her arms out. Like,
Yeah.
she is clearly trying to be scary here.
Yep, she knows what she's doing.
Like, she's like, I'm about to go scare the shit out of these mafia.
Except for these guys.
Cave off limits. Boss
See,
orders.
like off limits. Get out of here. You don't scare me.
Just look at her.
Little girl, not scary.
But I love when they like start to run away from her.
Yeah. And they also go like, no.
Yeah. Like, it's just funny.
When you're nearby.
Like this guy does it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's crying all his little tears.
So long as they're not guarding an area, they'll react.
Yeah.
If they're guarding, they're like, no, I don't care. And then we got these enemies. Like the raccoons that like float with the bubbles. You can bounce off them to get like reach higher areas. Alright, so our objective is to infiltrate the main base, which is way at the tippity top. Tippity top of Mafia Town. Oh!
Well, never mind.
But no, I really like the physics in this game. The wall jumps, the dashes, it all feels responsive. And the camera is a lot better than Alice.
That I don't know.
I will say that.
I only played for like a hot minute.
Okay.
Whenever you first got it, because you were like, here, try.
Okay.
The one thing that I did like is because I'm still, even after a year, I've gotten better, but I'm still pretty bad at video games.
Go away.
There's no
Mafia
fault.
watching show.
Right.
High interest in blood.
Yeah, that is a nice thing. Fall damage in a platformer is not fun. Mario has it for a bit and it gets a little annoying. Wee. Bouncing off everything.
Bouncing around Italia, because I'm a little ball.
Alright, so in the next part, we're going to infiltrate the main base and continue our quest in a hat in time.
Toodles!